This guy thinks he's so tough. Anyway, Victoria 3 A to Z, let's get into it. I will do that India video, I will do it eventually, but not right now. Today I'm going to play next to India, in Ceylon, also known as Sri Lanka. And we are a bit different compared to those other countries, because we are not a subject of the East India Company. We are a crown colony, directly under Britain. So that means we're pretty safe, no one is going to attack us, the East India Company cannot annex us, and we're really not going to be that involved in the issues of India. Today I just want to focus on my little island over here. So let's get started. For research, I will go for the companies, probably. They are very powerful. We are dealing with a bit of a famine, seems like. Yeah, because we have a shortage of groceries. Well, it's not that bad. Oh, yeah, it's pretty bad. Let's give them some relief. And yeah, one more authority. I don't need this grain tax. That might actually be part of the problem. And let's instead get some more decrees. For buildings, I would like a trade center, because I really want to be leaning into trade and foreign investments and that type of stuff. And for that, we are really lucky, because our leader, our governor over here, is a landowner, which is pretty bad, but he is also a market liberal, which is absolutely amazing. It means we can modernize our country very fast. So let's start that by going from traditionalism all the way to laissez-faire. I also want a construction sector. I think I can afford that. Also, now we can take advantage of the treaty mechanic to get investment rights into other countries, which was virtually impossible before if you were a small country. But now we can just ask Gaza for investment rights, and there is a 75% chance they accept. And they declined, of course. Okay, but if I give them an obligation which I'm not going to honor whatsoever, then they're going to say yes 100%. So sure, for 25 years I'll have investment rights in Gaza. And let's do the same thing in Zulu. So we can build over here now and send all the money back home. It's time for economic imperialism. But maybe let's fix our own country first. We got laissez-faire, now it's time for free trade. Protectionism is pretty pointless, since I am part of the British market, and that means I can't really add any tariffs and stuff like that. So we might as well embrace this free trade capitalist model. We got it. Now let's see what else. Per capita taxation, sure, that's pretty cool. We got it. Okay, we can establish a company. However, not really, because we first need a couple of buildings. Let's see, what would be a good company over here? I guess we could get one of the plantation companies. It kind of fits with Ceylon. We already have a pretty big plantation economy. I think I'll try to go for Ceylon premium plantations with coffee, tobacco and sugar. And we can also produce reserve coffee, which is a prestige good, which will make us very prestigious or something. I don't know, I'm not an expert. And since I'm going for this, I will try to get investment rights in places that have those goods. So for example, Zulu is not really good for this. Meanwhile, Gaza surely is. And also the African countries in this region over here. I will try to get some investment rights. Just give them an obligation and they will say yes to anything. Opium addiction, okay, that's really bad. I suppose a lot of people will have to die. It is unfortunate, but what can you do? Also, I am trying to ban slavery, but it doesn't really seem like the landowners want that. They're pretty mad. Well, I guess we'll figure something out. What are the Dutch even doing right now? They're trying to regime change me? They're trying to impose monarchy, wealth, voting, freedom of conscience, and elected bureaucrats. And honestly, not that bad. I kinda want this to go through, to be fair. But I think Britain will probably protect us. We can establish that goddamn company, finally. Let's give them charters. Industry rights for tea plantations. Actually, yeah, sure. Investment rights, absolutely. Trade rights, yes please. And we can't give up any monopoly rights, because we are on laissez-faire. Ah, well, it's fine anyway. Britain passed foreign investment 1. Well, that's interesting. They are taking this power block in a very interesting direction, I gotta say that. And we managed to ban slavery, finally. Now, I guess we could go for cultural exclusion, although I'm not too sure this is going to help a lot. But it's fine, I guess we can get a little bit less discriminatory. I really don't like how the East India Company still has a lot of influence over us. So look, for example, the trade centers in Ceylon, 5 of them have been bought by the East India Company in the home countries. And then the other 3 have been bought by the East India Company in Ceylon, because they also have a little headquarters over here, and they are very annoying. Yeah, I guess we should probably just focus on investing into other countries. But the Ceylon premium plantation is also coming up pretty nicely, so that's pretty cool. Okay, and now since the block has foreign investment 3, that means we can invest in a bunch of countries. I am not too sure how this works. Okay, so we can invest in people which have a lower rank than us. Okay, and we started the entry for reserve coffee. That's very cool prestige good, but we need to be in top 3 coffee production, so I guess more coffee. Okay, so we're number 5 right now, but we can probably overtake Egypt and oil and get into top 3. Just a couple more plantations. Oh, and also cultural exclusion. Kinda forgot I was passing laws. Let's try public school. After all, no one is against it. The region of Indonesia also has a lot of potential for the goods I'm producing. So I guess I can try to get some trade agreements. Some people said yes, some people said no. It's alright, I guess. And we can establish a new company. I'm going for the fishing company because it's the only one I can really do right now. I don't know, maybe it will become very, very prosperous. Maybe it's a good idea investing in fish, I don't know. I can give you investment rights. Ooh, and industry rights on shipyards. Actually that could be pretty good. Yeah, I will spend 100 authority on that. And in protectorate, come on Britain, I was doing business over there. Come on, what's wrong with you? I had a company headquarters and everything. You always gotta ruin my fun. And they back down, they just become a protectorate. Are my investments still here? Yes, they are. Can I still invest over here? Yes, I can. Well, yeah, I guess Britain taking over people is not really that bad. Because with the power block, I still have investment rights in them. I think it's actually preferable for Britain to take over more countries and add them to the power block. Now we are the second producer of coffee worldwide. That means we are making progress on the journal entry. We got schools, very cool. I'm actually wondering if it would be beneficial to go for interventionism, because then I can nationalize a couple buildings which are owned by the British companies and stuff. But I'm not even sure it's worth it, to be fair. I don't know, let's get poor laws for now. I don't think I'll go for interventionism, I should probably just focus on foreign investment, since I don't even have any peasants living here anymore. So from now on, it's only foreign investment. We are also not having enough market access. I think it's because Britain has convoy problems. I don't know why, they're not any worse. So I hope they'll fix this quick. Now we are getting to the point when we actually own more GDP outside of our country than we own inside the country. As you can see, 170% of our GDP is overseas investment. Those are all the places we're investing into. And those are the countries which are investing in us, mostly Britain, owning 25% of our GDP. Quite a lot, but we are dealing with that. Reserve coffee completed. There we go, now we're finally producing this premium coffee, which I think will give us a lot of prestige. We got poor laws. Now I did promise the industries I will get no migration controls. So okay, fine, I guess you can do it. Although the royal folk would be pretty mad. Now Britain seems to be annexing Oman. Okay, sure, if you really want that, go ahead. Another law passed. Assassination? Wait, what? Our governor was killed by someone in the rural folk. Truly tragic. Now this guy is in charge, and he's a reformer industrialist. Could go for some democracy. Should I, however? Okay, fine, but only while voting. Still want to keep the industries very powerful, because I really like their investment. Select fish. We can also get this prestige good if we become number 3 in fish production. However, that's not really possible, I reckon. We would pretty much need to double our domestic production, and that's literally impossible. We already built all the fishing waivers we can. So no, unfortunately we are not doing this. Okay, so the British East Indies now became the British Raj. So I'm not too sure what happened to the British East India Company, because I can't really find it anywhere. Oh yeah, and the British are also having a civil war. But yeah, more importantly, there are no other foreign companies in our country anymore except for the Hudson Bay Company. So that's actually very nice. What is not very nice is that we don't have market access. Britain, you better fix this very quick. Actually, yeah, the industries owned by the British East India Company are now owned by the local workforce. Yeah, so they're probably going to get bought up by the companies. Okay, now we actually have a middling standard of living. Third biggest in the world, very nice. Russian-American company still beating us. They actually have a pretty big population over there, what? Yeah, a bunch of Russians are moving here by the looks of it. Well, good for them, I guess. We do have a bunch of migration ourselves, actually. But we got something they don't, and that is democracy. Only for the wealthy, though. Oh, wait, what? And now we're actually in top 3 production of fish? Okay, so we will get select fish after all, amazing. Oh yeah, I remember when I showed you we own 100% of our GDP overseas? Well, now it's 500%. Yeah, we're not doing too bad, I have to tell you. We own a lot of stuff, and this is just the beginning. Okay, now we officially have the best standard of living in the entire world. My god, this company is so incredibly profitable, by the way. Look at this 67k company profit, and we completed select fish. Hopefully this company will now also become more profitable. An eruption, okay. Fine, we're gonna help you. And yeah, it does affect us as well. We got 8% devastation. Yeah, that's not gonna be an issue for us. And I enacted private health insurance. Yes, private, because I just feel like going full capitalist. I think I'll even switch to private schools. Why not? This capitalism thing is working very well for us. I mean, capitalists alone represent 3% of our population. We got the law. Now even the industrialists are willing to restrict child labor. Okay, fine. I guess it will be a little less mortality. Although children belong in the mines. But okay, fine. This time I will let it slide. Law enacted. Next I will will get property woman. Now what I'll do next is a bit controversial. I think I'll get those guys in government, and I'll actually try to get some migration controls. That's because I'm getting way too much migrants, and that makes my GDP go up, which is usually a great thing. However, today I want to focus on foreign investment, and I also want my percentage of capitalists to be way higher, and that's not really possible if I keep importing more and more people. So yeah, 2 million I feel like is a pretty good amount to stop. Socialist internationalism. No, just no. Keeping the British Indian out. Okay, sure, yeah, that's exactly what we want. Just give me this law, please. Now I can't even build more construction sectors. If I want more construction, I'll have to upgrade my tech to steel frame buildings. Finally we got this law. However, 250,000 people managed to sneak into the country before we managed to enact it. So the population numbers are a bit higher than we expected. But now migration has mostly stopped. Now we're just gonna be focusing on these 2 million people and make them rich. At least that is the plan. Okay, now we can switch to steel frame buildings. And yeah, it's definitely gonna be worth it. Although we are gonna go into a bit of a deficit, that's for sure. Well, anyway, let's go for commercialized agriculture. We had an election and now we have a new governor. The Liberal Party won the election. And so I think I'll form this government. And yeah, our new leader is a sovereignist, so he wants independence from Britain. We both know that is not going to happen. Now we're gonna go for proportional taxation. Give me all the money. Okay, now once again we're starting to get migrants. This time from Europe. So let's go for fully closed borders. Look at this German mass migration. I don't want this. I just don't want this. Okay, thank God for that. In the meanwhile, I have been going around and getting investment agreements with pretty much anybody that will accept them. So yeah, the private construction should really go crazy. Investment banks means another company, but the question is, which company can I really get? And the answer is the steel one. Pretty straightforward. Let's give them a couple charters as well. Like industry rights on iron and trade rights as well, why not? Now we could actually get multiculturalism, and I actually think that will be a pretty good idea. We still have a lot of discrimination since we are English culture. Also, I'm building a navy because I want to increase my prestige, because I think if I increase my rank I'll be able to invest in more people in the British market. Now I also got an interest in Germany and I managed to get a couple treaties with some German nations, so we'll be able to expand our operations over here. And now we actually reached 1000% of our GDP owned in foreign assets. So that is pretty impressive, I have to say. Great Britain imposes colonial resettlement. Wait, really? Should I just refuse them? That will make them really hate me. And I don't really have the influence to increase my relations after that. Okay, fine, we'll do it, but a bit later. After we pass multiculturalism. There we go, multiculturalism, finally. Now Britain, about colonial resettlement. Fine, I will accept it. It's whatever really. The French are now antagonistic. No they are not. Well, that's weird. There we go, the lowest passed. Hope you are happy now, Britain. Oh yeah, and now I am a minor power. Can we build in more places? I'm not too sure actually. Oh, and Austria annexed some of my partners in Germany. Now it is pretty much impossible for me to maintain my rank of minor power without employing a lot of people in the army and sacrificing a big part of the economy. And so I think I'll remain insignificant and I'll keep doing foreign investments everywhere. I got some more trade agreements in South America, so everything is good. We can still expand our economic empire. Refined steel, really, we're gonna unlock our third prestige good. Well, that's very nice, I have to say. We got socialism and the spectre hunting the world. Yeah, we'll do everything in our power to stop the socialists. Yeah, thinking about it, I might want to get a police force. Something we didn't need so far. And we got another 2 techs, which allow us to build a couple more construction sectors and also to get another company. And we can establish the Ceylonese Home Good Corporation. They'll be producing a lot of glass and furniture. And I could also give them logging rights. Okay, I think I'll do it. And then I also want to give them investment rights. But for that we'll have to give up the consumption tax on services. Now you can get investment rights and I'll get a consumption tax on luxury clothes. That's fine. Okay, and everything should work out. Okay, so now the utopians will change ideology and I can choose if they become communist, anarchist, if they stay utopian, or if they become corporatist. And to be fair, corporatism is not that bad, especially with corporate state because it gives us more companies. Sure, you can become corporatist and then we might be able to switch to corporate state. We officially now have refined steel. That's the good news. The bad news is this thing is getting very close. And also our furniture company is becoming way more profitable as well. Okay, the socialist threat has been stopped. This is indeed a triumph for all Ceylon. We actually reached 25 standard of living, so our nation is officially prosperous. And of course, this is by far the best standard of living in the entire world. We are just the best, aren't we? And we got dedicated police force. Now, like I said, I am interested in going for corporate state. However, I'm not too sure we'll be able to. It's only a 9% chance. I'll try, but I don't really expect much from this. Alright, now we have unlocked oil rigs. And so it's time to drill, baby, drill, as they say. No way we actually got this. Corporate state. It means we will be able to create another company, but I'm not too sure which company I should choose. I cannot get the oil one, I can't get the gold one. I can't really get any good companies because I don't have any goods over here. I guess I could go for Ceylonese food. Okay, sure. I will also give you industry rights for livestock ranches or for wheat farms. I'll go for livestock ranches. And you can also have investment rights. And now we also got electricity. Yeah, I know it's a bit late, but better late than never. Now it's already 1910 and the game is running extremely slow. So I think this is what I'm going to call it. Right now we have 4.1 million GDP. It's really not a lot, but we also own another 3000% of that overseas. Just look at all those countries I've been investing in. This right here is a work of art. I'm actually wondering how much this actually means. So 4.1 million is 100%, so 3000% would be 4.1 times 30. So yeah, it's somewhere around 125 million. To put this into perspective, that is more than the entire GDP of France. It's about the same GDP as Austria. Yeah, that's how much we own overseas. Coming back to our little island over here, we have a very small population, only 3.4 million, but those guys are living like absolute kings. Our standard of living is the highest in the entire world by far. The lower strata is secure, and the middle and upper strata are affluent. And by the way, that is a very large upper strata we have. As you can see over here, the capitalists represent almost 13% of our entire population. 440,000 capitalists live on our little island over here. Yes, that's right, we have more capitalists than we have laborers. Absolutely insane. In terms of culture, most of our population is still Sinhala. However, the English minority has grown and is now representing a quarter of the entire population. Our companies have also been pretty profitable. However, the best one by far is our premium plantations company. They own a lot of plantations everywhere and is generating almost 200k in profit. It is in fact one of the best companies in the entire world. So yeah, I think we did pretty well. I actually found a map mode that shows GDP ownership, and so we can see the places in which we have invested. Yeah, that's very cool. A lot in South Africa, a little bit in Ethiopia actually. Yeah, we own the entire GDP of Yemen and of Borgu by the looks of it. This region has also been very profitable with the plantations. We had a bit of investment in North Africa, even a little bit in Europe here and there, a bit in Canada, a lot over here in Central and South America, and of course in this region in India and Indonesia. Also, those are my lows and my institutions. So that's it, thank you so much for watching, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to the channel for more Victoria 3 A to Z, and I'll see you in the next one.